Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake goes by.
Wake your punk ass up. That crust out, y'all.
13 minutes past the top of the hour. Yo, round of applause, round of applause, round of applause for DJ Wonder. Doing his usual, which is killing it on the damn turntables. Ladies, 4th of July is going to be bananas, so make sure you catch him wherever he's going to be at. At DJ Wonder is the Instagram and the Twitter to pay attention to. I want to get into our guest for today. All right? Yo, he has so many layers to his greatness. It's actually kind of bananas. One, he can rap. He can sing.
True.
He can write music.
True.
He can produce music.
True.
He can do all of this in a variety of languages.
True.
He can turn pretty much any damn instrument into his bitch.
True.
Just list out some instruments. Just list them out. Let's list them out.
What is some?
What's up, yo? This is Wyclef. I've never had, but out of all the intros, I've never heard. I was speechless because it's the first time in the history of mankind, of womankind, where I heard somebody say he could turn any instrument to a bitch.
What? But my intro wasn't done. I wanted
made me speechless, yo.
But name some instruments just to completely edify the statement I put out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, really, for me, the idea with instruments, it started off in my daddy church in Brooklyn, Nordstrom, before moving to Jersey. Okay. So everybody that knows about the church, we got that organ. You know what I mean? That B3 organ, that sound of that organ. You play that organ, you're going to move right to the piano. Then you're going to follow it with the bass guitar, the drums. And I mean, basically, everything that was in the church or outside the church, try to play it. By the time I was like 15, I was a jazz major. Yo, let me tell y'all a funny story, yo.
This is what I love about Clef, because you could get like 13, 14 of these back to back.
Right, why Clef is here?
Here, when you talk about instruments, right? So here's the fact, right? So I'm a culture bunny. So my first music video ever, right? I was an extra for Eric B. and Rakim, right?
What?
And I got more shots than anybody. You know what I was playing?
What?
Upright bass. Because in high school, I was a jazz major, and I knew, Rakim loved jazz music. So if y'all check out, Don't Sweat the Technique, you'll see me up there. Yeah, you'll see me. As soon as he did it, you'll see me on the upright bass. So I always, when I go to music videos, I be telling the extras, I got a whole story. I be like, yo, always remember, Uncle Wyclef was an extra. And then I showed him how many shots I actually got in that video. Rakim ain't even know who I was. And so years later, I see Rakim at the House of Blues. I did a show, and I was trying to explain to the R. I was like, yo, I'm such a groupie. I was in your first music video, man. And it's not till he played it back, and he got it. So that took, when you was talking about the instruments, I was like, yo, in high school, I actually was playing the upright. That was like one of my first instruments.
Oh my gosh. It's so befitting that you kick things off with a story, because you're here to talk about your first ever documentary.
Yeah.
Wyclef Unsung. Citizens is going to be dropping Sunday, July 9th. So that's next Sunday at 9 p.m. on TV One.
Definitely.
And we're going to get more into that. But let me tell you, this morning while I was walking over to the subway to get to work, I heard someone blasting Wild Thoughts. DJ Khaled, Rihanna, Bryson Tiller, and of course, they're sampling Maria, Carlos Santana. And to anyone who does not know, let me make sure I got to do what Calloway would do, put the history out there.
Please do.
You are one of the writers and producers from the original record, yes?
Yeah, definitely. I'm the main writer and producer. Me and my cousin Jerry Wonder. So if you always hear Santana, that record actually, it's a brainchild of mine. The idea of Maria was because I used to watch a play which turned into a movie called West Side Story. And from that, so when I saw Santana, he'll tell you, I just looked at him, jumped on the keys. Jerry Wonder jumped on that bass. And then the record really came. I was trying to, when Clive Davis asked me to give Santana something, I was trying to see how I could bring Santana back to the new generation. And the sample, which is not a sample, when y'all hear, bow, now, 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 I was trying to see what frequency I could bring Santana to. So I just thought of Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing about Wu-Tang Clan. So when y'all hear that, played by Carlos and yeah. So when I got that call from my brother DJ Khaled, and he told us what he wanted to do, We just basically, Madeline Nelson got in touch with Santana. Santana like my uncle, and I mean he gave me guitar lessons. I always say that he's one of the best. So it was just dope to see. It was tripping me out because I look, man, the Fugees. We was out here and like we was doing Killing Me Softly.
Of
I just
course.
remember like being in the studio with L and Praz and like, I'm playing the Fender Rhodes and we cutting all this stuff. And it's so funny, like when we did Killing Me Softly, I was like, dag, look how much money we done made somebody else because it's not our song, you know what I mean? So it's so crazy to hear people sampling my material now. You know what I mean? Like
right.
it's a crazy feeling. It's nuts.
And the residuals must be beautiful and popping, yes?
Well, shout out to DJ Khaled and Rihanna. Y'all could sample Uncle Wyclef anytime, y'all. And anybody else who's listening, I got a catalog. I want to sample Uncle Wyclef. Please go on and do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know something I always wanted to ask you, Clef, in the times that we've spoken in the past, man, like what was the reason, what made you stand out to these executives? They always tapped you. They could have went to other people before, the big artists like a Carlos Santana, like a Shakira.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, Clef, like a young Beyonce and Destiny's Child. Clef, what you got? What is it that made what's the term now? Sauce, because sauce is better than juice right now. Sauce is forever.
Hot sauce. I think really the best way I could explain it is the execs that I was dealing with was Jimmy Iovine, Clive Davis, Donnie Einer, Tommy Mottola. So those guys, I mean, they could just cut through it. They could see through the hype. Because with them, when they see Wyclef, they say, okay, he's probably one of the most eclectic producers on the planet. You know what I mean? Like you could go from Hips Don't Lie to Santana to Lil Wayne to T.I. The boundaries are limitless. And I credit that when people was like, yo, checking out Michael Jackson, and I love Michael Jackson. I always wanted to know who was doing the music for Michael Jackson. Then I was like, oh, who's this Quincy Jones dude? Then I went and studied everything, and my thing was like, I always was like, the way Quincy could just produce, like he could do movie scores, then he could turn around and write big songs. I always wanted to be able to do that, Yeah.
And you're still doing it. I mean, you have your album that's going to be coming out September 15th of this year.
Yeah.
The Carnival Volume 3, The Fall and Rise of a Refugee.
Yes, and it's so exciting. I didn't even know what streaming was. It was
Wait a minute, till when? When did you first get
I'm
introduced?
just telling you, man, my daughter, I'm not that much of a dinosaur, but I was like streaming. I still was on my little CDs, and I remember bringing my daughter to the studio and introducing her to a piece of vinyl for the first time.
Wow.
She literally looked at it as if it was a piece of alien plastic material, and she took it, and I was like, okay, you take this, you put it here.
Right.
And this is the needle. And then she tried it out, and then she loved it. So for me, to be in this generation today and you see a song like Hendrix that's streaming over 40 million, it's kind of insane because like back in our days, that would be like 40 million singles, you know what I'm saying, like small 45. So for me, the Carnival 3, I'm very excited because this is Heads Music, so back to an indie with Sony legacy. So this is great because we're going back in Sony as a heavy joint venture. I'm excited about this joint venture because it's a woman-owned label.
Ooh.
So for me, like I fellas, I love y'all, man, but this whole Wyclef comeback, yo, they put me on that early D'Angelo diet. I was starving. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You know what I mean? There's like, Clef, we need you to look like the young fella Coochie, man. You got that horse body. We need, so they was pimping me, selling me. You know what I mean? They've been pimping the Haitian. They pimped the Haitian, and then so this is very exciting. Because so all the ladies, the cover, I take absolutely no credit for it. I was really starving. I wanted for all the Haitians. I was trying to get back to my Julie sauce wakalalu.
I hear
that's
you.
like white, that's like that rice, that okra, that
go-to.
that go.
Yeah.
But the album is Carnival 3.
Yeah.
And everybody that's a fan of the Carnival, there's definitely a continuation. The response is crazy. We got 2 joints out right now. One is Fela Kuti, and the other is called What Happened to Love. And Fela Kuti is crazy because I heard a song called Wyclef Jean by Young Thug.
Right.
Every time I come here, there's a new Wyclef story. So Young Thug,
Adding to him.
Young Thug, go ahead and he does this record. And then so when I go to Atlanta and I meet Young Thug, and this kid is like tall. Young Thug look like he's a basketball player.
Right.
And he's like, Wyclef, my tat says Haiti. You know what I mean? My daughter, her name Haiti. I just want to be Haitian, man. I love Haiti, man. Love you. And Young Thug was playing me all of these records that was inspired. Like he said, yo, this is why you one of my inspirations. Man, it's so funny because, we love trap. We love rock, we love rap, we love classical music, but sometimes you be like, yo, why does an artist do a certain style of music, right? We ain't go to no university. This is how we eat, right? And I would say that the longevity of a lot of these kids that people are sleeping on, right? They built with the same DNAs I'm built with. Because keep in mind, they said that I wouldn't be here because I was strange. I would be doing one form of music and I didn't how is Clef able to do this? What I like about some of these kids that I'm hearing stuff in the studio from is the way they pasting themselves.
Okay.
Because they going to be able, remember I tell you that, I heard acoustic records from Young Thug.
Wow.
With a cool, and Young Thug is picking up a guitar. It's I'm looking at these kids and watching how they morph. It's incredible to me because it's a new generation. So there was a producer on there called Super Mario who did the Wyclef Jean record. And I was like, yo, this kid sound like Wyclef at 20. Who's this kid with this frequency? So Wyclef and Super Mario gets together. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
And it was like a zoo in the studio. We created this record called Fela Kuti. So
let's get into it.
You was jogging to this record, right? You was vibing, right?
Oh yeah, that was her morning motivation. Well, you know what, citizens? Let's listen to it. Fela Kuti. This is from Wyclef's 8th album that's going to be coming, the Carnival Volume 3, The Fall and Rise of a Refugee, September 15th. Let's get into a little Fela Kuti.
It's Sway in the morning, only
On Shade 45.